everybody, welcome back to Story Driven. Today we're doing an all-nighter.
It's a pajama episode.
For those of you who do not know how Story Driven works, we're going to write a screenplay, then we're going to go film that screenplay, and you'll be able to catch a behind-the-scenes video of how we made it once it's finished.
Well said, Chance.
So we actually aren't going to choose between writing prompts. We just have a bunch that we want to write, and that's why we're doing the all-nighter is we just want to get these tackled. Let's go.
Let's do it.
The first one that we're going to write today is actually one that we've been stewing on for a while. We don't have a title for it just yet, hopefully by the end of this episode. But the joke is we want to write a very serious drama and then cast a puppet as the lead actor.
Chance has always wanted to work with a puppet.
I just love puppets so much.
His calling is being a puppeteer, I think.
So the outline that I'm thinking in my head to start with, just and what we can film in a pretty quick time frame as well. We start in a therapist's office.
Okay.
We see this puppet going through some sort of therapy. I'm thinking he's getting a divorce would be really funny. Only puppet in the entire movie. So he's married to a human woman with a human daughter. We see him in therapy. There needs to be this like one quick scene where we see kind of what this character's flaw is, like, you know, why he's going through the divorce. I don't think he's going to be yelling at his wife or anything, but
No, maybe he cheats on her.
Maybe he cheats, he makes a mistake, I don't know.
Or he's just very, he's a workaholic, maybe.
He's a workaholic. We'll have a scene where he's sitting alone in his room, like really dark, moody lighting on him. And this puppet's got to have a very, very serious conversation with his daughter of like, you know, sometimes people fall out of love and move on, and there's no villain here, but, you know, like he has to like explain everything to his daughter in a really human way.
So we're gonna have two Christmases?
We're gonna have two Christmases. Yeah, you do like a little tiny joke at the end to make it cute, and then you see him doing really well in therapy at the end.
So it's he redeems himself or finds some sort of happy ending, I guess.
Yeah. I like to use comedy as a coping thing, and that's what my writing style's turned into. So I kind of want to do something like a magnus opus here of like, we're using a really funny comedy style of like the puppet in the serious situation. It's been done before, but teaching something about relationships or parenting or coping through dark times or something like that.
Can we see the puppet like essentially going through a midlife crisis? So he like starts partying and doing hard drugs in like a club bathroom mirror, and he's like does coke off a toilet seat or something, and then looks in the mirror. Just has like this is that introspective moment in the mirror of what I hurt myself today. I mean,
Just give me a second.
It's very dark, but
I hurt myself today. He's got to do like a terrible Johnny Cash.
He's singing it. He's singing it himself.
In the background, you're like, all right, we gotta start writing. All-nighter episode. All right, Mason, to start this off, we're in therapy.
This is a safe haven, right?
Yeah.
So in my head, I envisioned a moody room, or moody lights. You know what I mean? Like it's warm, it's dark in there, but it's warm, it's inviting. I think it's really soft, and because to me, I think that's the therapy session is his haven, right?
The therapy is inviting, apparently. I gotta fix that.
The therapy is inviting. That's a good one. I like it.
So we're gonna hold off on revealing the puppet for a second. So the therapist sits in her chair. She has an iPad because that's what therapists have nowadays. I don't know how to word this, but like she's with the puppet who we're about to reveal. She's like working on a puzzle. Does she have a name, or do we just call her therapist? I think it's just therapist.
No, let's give her a name.
Okay, we're gonna name her
Dr.
Botany.
Dr. Botany.
This is what I'm envisioning for the scene. Her demeanor is like she's trying to crack this puzzle, right? And the whole time, the puppet is actively avoiding talking about his emotions. So I want to get off, like, he's been in therapy for a while, and, like, we have not gotten to the root of the problem, and you keep avoiding it. I had this idea that he was, like, fixated on a window, and she, like, calls out, like, blatantly obvious, like, you're trying to look out so you don't have to go inwards, and he makes a comment about it, like, very back and forth dialogue of, like,
Yeah.
we know each other, we've done this, I'm not going to admit anything, I'm going to keep cracking jokes.
Very friendly relationship.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm gonna get you. There's a way to figure you out.
I'm gonna get you, Barry.
I'm gonna get you. Oh, his name's Barry? His name's Barry. Yeah.
I'm gonna get you, Barry, don't worry.
But Berry.
Berry like the fruit.
Like the fruit, yeah.
I love it. It's perfect.
Maybe we just call the whole thing Barry.
Barry.
Like the show Barry, but Barry with an E.
Barry, that looks interesting.
Okay, wow, that came together really quick. Okay, so she's asking some sort of leading question of, like, let's get to the root of the problem. You're being really avoidant.
That's it right there. Let's get to the root of the problem. Or the problem.
And we just name him right off the bat, right? Barry.
Do we know his wife is divorcing him yet? Why is he in therapy at this moment? He's been there, going there for a while. I want to know, because his next line it could be about, I think Susan's going to leave me. If we want to just start it off fast.
I don't think we know what he's in therapy for.
Okay.
I think
And his marriage is on the line of falling apart.
It's been over for a while, and the divorce is happening, because I would like him to be in his own apartment later.
Oh, okay.
Because the room that I have set up for us is very bland, and it looks like someone just moved in. And it kind of keeps art direction low, like not a lot of stuff on the walls.
Yeah.
Like new apartment, daughter's coming
And super
home.
sad.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really on the nose, but, like, we've been here for a month, and you still have yet to talk about it. Okay, so this is where we reveal. I like to just say it straight up, like, reveal in all caps.
Barry is a puppet.
Barry is a puppet. I think he either stares out the window and he's, like, kind of hyper focused on that. But the issue, if we do that, it does change our lighting. It's less of a warm glow, I guess. A regular glow.
It can still be warm.
It can still be warm. But I changed it to regular, so I'm not going all the way back up there. And he says, you really need to get blinds in here. Question for you, what's Barry's voice like? Is it like a Kermit the Frog? I can't really do Kermit.
It probably should be, but in my head I'm imagining it very like, you really need to get blinds in here.
I would do, honestly, my regular voice. I'd act the whole thing. Because
Yeah.
I'd have the script in front of me and, you know,
Dude, actually, your regular voice would be...
right?
Yeah, I can see it.
It's kind of high enough and nasally enough that, like, you really need to get blinds in here.
It's perfect.
And then on top of that, like, if we get into post and nothing's working for whatever reason, we can totally redo the voice. And she comes back. This is going to be some really snappy dialogue back and forth. She says, you're avoiding the problem, Barry. And he snaps back. Picture his little arm going like this, and he's like, there's just way too much light going on. Like, he's just...
Look at this. Look at this.
Look at this. Look at all this light coming in. She goes, Barry. She's annoyed with him, Barry. And he says, I like that line. Look at this. Look at all this light coming in. And he points to all the light. I guess that's how you'd write that.
Yeah. He outlines the window, maybe. Is he being forced to go there?
I think he has to.
Yeah, I think he has to. Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Do we have to express that directly in the scene?
No, I think...
Or can
I think through his actions, it's
Okay.
showing to me, like, you wouldn't choose to go to therapy and then avoid your problems, right?
Right.
Unless
Like-
she brings it up, like, you don't have to be here, Barry. And he comes every week anyways, which is pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, let's call him out for that. You don't
Okay.
have to be here, Barry. What if she says at the very end of the scene, she says, you don't have to be here, Barry. But I also like her saying, like, you're my favorite appointment because it's like a freebie. Like, you're paying...
Oh, she's giving it away to him?
Or
She meets
no,
with
like...
him for free?
Like, you're paying for my coffees.
Mm.
Like, I just have to sit here for an hour and you complain about the light and then I get my coffees for the rest of the month. Because you're paying $100 out of your own pocket to sit here waste both of our time.
Yeah.
Can we write that as like a middle scene? Kind of like a turning point. We can still film it in the office. It'd be another costume change for the therapist, but...
What would happen?
It would be her calling him out in that middle scene.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And saying
Extend it, yeah.
She's giving him the hard truth, yeah, because she's the mentor character in this whole thing, right?
Yeah, but in that line, if she's like, "You just pay for my coffees," that seems not as personal.
Yeah.
That seems like super, and maybe deep cutting to Barry.
Yeah.
If Barry likes to come here, if we're gonna go that way, he's choosing to go there because he likes it, but he refuses to talk about his problems, and so maybe there's a way for her to say like. Something along those lines that isn't so cutting. I guess that just comes
a little
off
too harsh.
Yeah. You just pay for my coffees, Barry. Like I can only hear it that way.
I was picturing more of like a Susan Sarandon from Rick and Morty, like that really soft, like I'm just calling you out on your bullshit. And you, Barry, you come here week after week. It's just an honest thing. And I love seeing you.
Okay, yeah.
But at the end of the day, if you're not going to open up and we're not going to solve this problem together, then you're just coming here and wasting both of our time, and ultimately you're just paying for my coffees.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great.
And it's just like this, like, oh, okay, you know what, you're right. You call me out, I'm here. I said I want to do this. I want to commit to my daughter. And
I want to change.
I want to change. Okay, so we can make like a middle scene out of that? Okay. Man, this is going to be a long script, but it is wonderful.
It is.
And she is now going to kind of call him out, right? And what is she saying when she calls him out?
If I buy blinds, will you talk about your problem?
Will you talk about your problem?
Maybe she just calls it. Will you talk about it?
Will you talk about it?
Yeah. Yeah, and then he starts talking about different types of blinds. Don't get the aluminum ones.
Yeah, non-flammable.
I like Venetian personally.
And he goes maybe like, are you thinking about drapes? Oh man, do you know what would be hilarious? It'd be tough, but what if we hung blinds for the second scene?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thinking about drapes?
Would drapes make you happy, Barry?
What if we set up that he has a new apartment here? And that's why he's like kind of obsessed with drapery.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, he's like, you thinking about drapery? And she goes, I'm assuming you're settling into your apartment fairly well.
Right there, he could add another, like, I've been looking at some.
I've seen a couple options I can send your way.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that way she can respond to that instead of, like, having her pry it out of him.
I like the fact that he's been, like, very hesitant to say anything this whole time. And then suddenly it's like, oh, okay, now you're getting him on a subject that he likes, and now we have this whole paragraph of a thing that he's talking about.
Yeah. Are you thinking about drapes?
And now she almost can't get him to stop talking.
Because he's revealing a lot. He's going to be revealing a lot about his life. Like, what? So now we're asking the question: why is he looking at drapes? And that can lead into the apartment, and that can reveal something about him without revealing, like, without him revealing it straight up. You know.
So Botany's smart here. So she knows that he's starting to talk, right? She's got him, and now I think she plays a friend card. He goes, I've seen a couple options that I can send your way. And she goes, I'm going to lead this into the apartment conversation. And it'll, like, essentially corner him into talking about the new apartment.
Yeah. I mean, it could just be simple as, have you been looking at drapes for your apartment?
Yeah, she goes, are you settling into your apartment well?
Yeah.
Oh, she goes, oh, for the apartment, are you settling in well? I think he lets it slip. He goes, I'm getting comfy. It's hard to sleep at night sometimes. And she goes, oh, why is that? What if he goes back to, like, there's just too much light coming in?
Yeah.
I think we add just a little bit before that line where he's... you wouldn't be able to really play this on camera, but it would be like knowing he's been tricked, he leans back in his chair. I see your chest move, therapist, and I am rescinding. And then we just leave. We leave the scene after that. Okay, we're at the top of page 2.
So that naturally, that line makes me want to see him, like, waking up or laying in bed with too much light coming into his bedroom. I don't know, that'd be a good transitional match.
Yeah, so...
But where do you want to go?
one big joke we can really play into is the actual reason he wouldn't be able to sleep is because he's a puppet and he cannot close his eyes. But what you do is you have morning light coming through the window and he's laying in bed, and you face him towards the window where it's just blaring light on his face, and he's just staring into it.
So he's in his own apartment at this point. We got to get him to his daughter or his ex-wife.
Yeah.
Where do we take him from here? He's staring at the light in the morning.
Yeah.
Are we going to try to see more of his sad apartment? I think maybe his job.
I think he works from home.
Because I imagine like a voicemail going off. Hey Barry. This is your mom again. I just wanted to call and check on you.
Mom calls, ex-wife calls. Maybe she's worried about like what time he's picking.
Oh yeah, or I'm gonna drop off Stacy.
Yeah, explain that. And then I think it'd be funny if there's a third voice that was like a really Muppety voice that's like, "Hey Barry, just calling to make sure you got rid of that landline. No one's using a recording machine anymore, Barry. You got to throw it away."
Word for word, that right there.
And all this is playing out, and I think he's going about his day. Like, we see him, like, make a cup of coffee, and maybe he sits down and, like, reads the paper for a second.
Stacks of bills.
Yeah. You see him, like, typing on his laptop.
Can we get him a little, like, earpiece?
I was thinking, yeah.
He works customer service.
He doesn't have to say anything. He's just... I do like the idea of a lot of, like, scenes playing out, and it's quiet, and you just see, like, a mouth moving. Like, at the end, I did picture, like a montage of him doing really well in therapy. Is just literally, like, the therapist smiling, and him, no audio.
So it kind of starts to speed up a bit into a montage sequence.
Yeah, at the very end, while everything's wrapping up, but you just see him doing this. So say, like, montage, walks in the kitchen, makes coffee. I'm going to say opens his fridge also.
Oh, then we can do, like, what does a Muppet have in his fridge? A can of tuna?
Just one can of tuna. God, man, that'd be so funny. Okay, there's one can of tuna. A beeping noise. So voicemail, and then voicemails are going to play as he's...
Yeah, as he continues doing other things.
Yeah.
Improv if we wanted to. I like your last line, though.
That's so funny.
Just call and see if you're still at a landline. That's so good. That has to be in there.
We'll just say Barry's mom.
Hi, Barry. It's your mom again. Just calling to see how you were doing.
Your father's worried about you. Please call. That's it.
Please call.
Please call. What's Barry's ex-wife's name?
Mary. Marion Barry.
Marion Barry?
Oh, Marion Barry.
Yeah.
Aww.
Okay, Mary.
That's so sad.
Okay, Mary says, Barry, pick up your phone. What time? What's her daughter's name?
Barry, Mary, and Terry.
Barry, Mary, and Terry.
I love it.
Okay. She says, I just need you to confirm that you're picking Terry up at 2 from school. Does she have any kind of, like, last remarks?
I think we need to get across that this is his ex-wife, right? Because I just need you to confirm you're picking up Terry at 2 from school. Okay, who's Terry?
Right.
We don't necessarily know. We could lead into that, but I do think you need to know who Mary is, I guess, in this little voicemail.
Yeah. She can stay with you just for the weekend, but I'm picking her up on Monday.
Yeah.
And that explains, I feel like, just in one go, everything.
That's a good one.
Okay. So before we get to that last third punchline joke, we need to give him more stuff to do over the top of this. So he's made coffee. I like the idea that he sits down and reads the paper.
You could do a little workout routine. Put a headband on him. Well, the laptop thing. He could work. That makes me want to do the joke where he picks up a picture and it's Barry and Terry, and it's a puppet like with his daughter,
Yeah, we're gonna have to do the joke.
Okay, you better get that picture.
Yeah, Barry and
You
Terry.
could probably Photoshop one, honestly.
Yeah. What's his quirky Muppet friend's name? We can go with a funny human name, like Douglas. No offense to anyone named Douglas. Or we can go with like kind of a quirky, typical Muppet name, like, you know, like in the Gonzo realm.
Wacko.
Yeah, Wacko. Bing.
Zipper?
Zipper. I like Zipper. We'll call him Zipper.
Alright.
Zipper says,
Hey, Barry.
Hey, Barry. Just calling to double check you threw away that landline. Seriously, dude. No one's using recording machines anymore. You gotta get rid of it. The recording machine.
Nobody has these anymore, Barry.
Nobody has these. Okay, we're on with that. He's saying this like he's doing Barry a favor.
Yeah. Could Zipper be the one that gets them to come out to a party?
Yeah.
But then do we need another puppet?
No, we can. It would be funny if you got a text that said that, like, hey, sorry, man, couldn't make it. Like, at the party.
Perfect.
Just sidestep all of our problems in one go.